Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another VinnyVid Productions video. Hi, I'm Vinny and I will be your host. This is going to be a mail call video and also um, a gift from one of my subscribers that I was not expecting at all. So, um, most of the stuff I'm buying is for my layout because I want to get it done, and we'll at least get into a running situation where I'm going to have stuff going on. So, with all of that being said, I think we should get on down to the bench and let's see what I've got. We'll be right back. Okay, boys and girls, before we get started on the mail call, I want to inform you that there will be another car build coming up soon. And I was thinking about all the cars that I have been building, all of them are like 1960s and newer. I decided I wanted to go with a couple of older vehicles in like pre-1940s or in the 40s and 30s. So I decided I was going to do this kit. This is a Revell kit, 37 Ford pickup. But when I got my mail yesterday, I had a surprise. And that surprise was for one of my subscribers. His name is Larry, and it's Model Car Madness of Rhode Island. For you car guys that have not checked him out yet, go ahead and check it out. I'm sure you all have. But if you train guys want to see this guy's work where he actually lights up 125th and 124th scale car. And I think he does smaller cars too. I think he told me that he did. Plus he sent me a couple of stickers. In the package was this letter. And I'll put it here. You guys can read it. Pause it and read it. But he sent me this. Now, in the letter that you will read, and we'll just have to wait because otherwise I'll knock it on the floor. In the letter you will read that I just showed you guys, it says that he was thinking about one of the comments that I had given him on one of his videos, which is about 3 weeks ago, about a mail call that he did, or what did you buy on Wednesday, and he showed this vehicle. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. I like that one. So he took it upon himself to send it to me. Larry, I really do appreciate it, buddy. I don't know what to say. I don't get gifts from people, so this is like pretty overwhelming for me. But this will be the next older car that I build. I really like this. It's really cool. Got all this wood paneling on here. Says choice of 3 different engines. You got a Dodge Red Ram Hemi, a fuel injector system, oh it's 50, there's a crease on that, it looks like 50 to 62, and then from 63 on. Electrical actuated emergency brakes, that's what I have on my car now. 1-piece removable top, chromed undercarriage, and chrome form hood and grill. That's custom. It's got a custom grill on it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Larry, again, thank you, buddy. I really do appreciate it. So, with all of that being said, let's move on to my mail call. Talk to you guys in a little bit. Toodles! Okay, boys and girls, here we are at the bench, and we'll start off with adhesives. Um, why do I buy so much? Well, first of all, because I like using this when it's just plastic on plastic, especially when I do my scratch builds when I'm using just white styrene. I like using that. The reason why I have two CAs is because one is going to be in this room, which will be the Gorilla, and the other one will be out in the train room. I'm just tired of anytime I needed glue, I have to run from the train room into this room, then go back out to the room. It was just better to buy a second tub of glue. Next thing is the layout is pretty much styrofoam and push pins and two-sided tape. So, with that being said, I bought another roll of two-sided tape. Now, you guys know that I have been doing the plug-and-play stuff. So, I went on Woodland Scenic's site and checked out what else I might need. So I picked up what they call this funny name, but they call it the linker plugs. And what they are, I don't know if you guys can see that in there. They're just connectors, wire connectors, where they just have these push things that you just use to connect things, which makes life a lot easier. Then they also have just the splicer plugs. That's what they're called, and that's good if I'm using my own wire and I want to make a connection somewhere and I don't want to solder or use the terminal joint with screws and stuff. This will work. I also picked up another light hub because I don't know, you can do 4 light circuits, I guess you would call them, on one light hub, but I think I'm going to have a lot more than 8. So I bought this, and I also bought the expansion hub, I think is what they call it. I don't remember. Anyhow, I got that also. Then I bought some of their stick-on LEDs. 2 of these are nano, and 2 of these are just normal. Now, Larry, if you're watching this, you might be getting some of these things to do another project for me. I'm not 100% sure yet, but just be aware that you might be getting something. Alright, so that's it for the Woodland Scenic stuff. Now, for the Digitrax stuff. I've been watching a lot of videos on how to get signaling done on your railroad. And I'm going to do signaling on here because, like I said, this is probably going to be the last layout that I ever build, considering my age. So I want to go all out on this one and build as much animation and as much lighting and as much stuff that I can do. So I decided to go with a couple of Digitrax items that will help me hopefully achieve what I am looking for. And hold on a second while I open this one up. Okay, so first I bought the BDL 716, which is track detection, and this will detect up to 16 blocks. Okay, and that is enough actually to do my entire lower level, believe it or not. Plus they give you the power supply that goes along with it. To control the lights, I'm not 100% sure how this is actually going to work yet because the videos I've been watching are kind of slow and explaining too much stuff at one time, like why he did this. It goes into this long thing. But anyhow, from what I gather, this SE74 will control lights. Now, it comes with this here ribbon connector, and it gives you this silly looking light. This is supposed to be a signal light. Now, it's just actually, it's a test, but Digitrax actually expect you to have that on your layout, which I think is kind of silly. But anyhow, so they give you this, and this will also control 16 light heads, 4 on each one of these, which again is enough to do my layout. It also controls switch motors. Now that's the only thing that I'm a little confused about, because I'm not going to have any switch motors on my layout. So I might have to figure out a way how to trick this to think that there is switch motors that it's actually operating, so it can change the lights for me. But I'm not sure if I actually need to have that. Put these guys back on here. Okay. This back in here. Now the way things get wired up, as far as all this stuff is concerned, you need to have, of course, you need to have one of these guys, which is a terminal block. So the ribbon cable gets plugged into there, and then all your lights, all your LEDs get plugged into these guys here. So, and then, of course, if you do all of that, you're going to need ribbon cable. So I bought ribbon cable. Plus all the connectors that I need, of course, is Digitrax. I'm sure that ribbon cable is all manufactured the same way. I'd probably go to another company, but the thing is, these wires are nice and small. So, let's see what else. Then because I bought this ribbon cable and all the connectors, I had to buy a crimper. Now I think this guy's a little overkill. Who knows? I don't know anything about it. I might have to see if there's something smaller. But anyhow, that's what I got just to get started. Alright, and finally, not finally, what are you saying, Vincent? There's a lot more. In order for the BDL 716 to know if there's cars or rolling stock in the block, there has to be some sort of resistance. So, I bought these SMDs, I think they're number 6s, 603, 0603, to have put on my axles, and I also bought the graphite conductor paint. Now it's finally, again, lights, told you guys, here are my single head lights, and they come with resistors already wired in, so that's a good thing, saves some time there. And I'm pretty sure this comes from let me see, let me get my glasses. Ever model, which I've dealt with these people before. And finally, these are, let me take it out of the bag. I don't want to tug too hard on these wires, but anyhow, here's the double head, and again, they have resistors on all the wires. So, anyhow, I think that's going to be all for this video. And I hope you guys and gals enjoyed it. And as always, your questions, comments, inputs, sub shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. VinnyVid Productions out for now. Get in there. Bye.